It's William with the Riverstone Life, and we're going to talk RV transport again. Yes, we are. We're here in Colorado, and I'm in a parking lot that I've never been before. And the reason I'm in this parking lot is because all the other ones are full of mud or snow because they did get over 2 feet of snow here. So, but what we're going to do in this video, we're going to talk about the most, let's say the biggest question that I get. In fact, it's the biggest email that I get every day. I get the same email, sometimes 10 times a day. Everybody wants to know what they need to do this job. RV transport. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk around this truck and I'm going to show you what I have. And I'm going to tell you, you definitely want this when you first start out. You can wait a few weeks and get this. I mean, that's kind of what we're going to do here. But everything I have on this truck, I use or I'm going to need it sometime. And I feel more confident and I feel better knowing that I have it when I'm doing this job. So that's what we're going to talk about. And first of all, let's just close this door real quick because the first thing you need is a truck. Now just remember, if you don't have a truck, but you've got a friend or a family member that has a truck, I know that you can put that truck on with Wave and they just have to fill out some paperwork. They draw it all up and have that person sign it. So if you have a family member that says, hey, you can use my truck and you're not sure that you can do that, you can. The truck does not need to be in your name. The truck will get leased on with Wave and then you'll be the driver for it. And then I know guys that have signed up under my name that have a brother working for them. So when they're not doing it, the brother jumps in his truck and does it, and he signed up under his name. So this is how you can make this work, you know? And just remember, if you don't have to sign up under my name, I'll still help you out. I do get a ½ cent per mile. It helps support these videos and this channel so we can keep this all going. So when you do that, Robin also puts that link in below, and all you do is just click on it. It'll take you right there. You fill all the stuff out. You come to the referral. You put William Sikora. Heck, you can probably put the Riverstone Life now because they know we're doing these videos, so they'll know who we're talking about. But if you want to make it easy, just put William Sikora. But just remember, the first thing you need is a truck. The truck has to be 2005 or newer, but remember, this video is in November. We're coming up on the next year, so you're probably going to want a 2006 or newer, okay? They prefer diesel, but it doesn't have to be a diesel. They want 3/4 ton and above. This is a 1-ton dually. You do not need a 1-ton dually. Do I like this 1-ton dually? I do. It handles in all the conditions perfect. If I was going to start out on this job, would I have bought this? Probably not. Probably not at all. So we did it because our fifth wheel is so big and we needed this much towing capacity to haul our 20,000-pound Riverstone. So that's why we had this truck. I love this truck. Yes, these trucks, if you know out there, there's a lot of recall on the transmission. Ours has already been replaced. We have videos about that too. So if you have a General Motors product at all, watch those videos. They got a lot of views and everything, and it tells you the problems we had. And there's going to be a lot more problems going on with this truck because just recently they finally had a recall on it. So I don't know what that's going to entail, but I'm sure it's going to be a problem for a while because they say now that if you're hauling something when that valve goes out, that you could actually lock up the rear wheels. I don't know. Ours didn't do it when we were hauling, but we were doing a lot of hauling. So since I got the camera right here and my hands are free, we're going to show you the first thing that I think you need. Now, Robin will also add I think she'll put the list and everything too, or not. I'm pretty sure she will. She'll put the list of what Wave tells you need to have. We have all that stuff and a lot more, so we'll show you that. But one of the things they have on there is a Bluetooth printer. You have to buy the paper in the printer and there's no ink involved. The ink's built in the paper and it just prints out your stuff. Now I know a lot of guys start without that thing and they just go to the areas, and I think Wave has more printers at more places than they did when I started, so it makes it a little easier. But when I got my first load, the printer I needed to go to was 30 minutes that way, and the load I needed to go was already 35 from where I'm at. So I was going to take an hour to go get something printed. That's ridiculous. So I'm going to show you this printer real quick. So it's funny too. It's like this truck was designed for the printer. It has a perfect spot where it fits in here. And that's all that little door is made for, is this printer. And the link will be in the bottom or down in the description for this printer. It's you charge it with a Type C. Usually I charge it, I don't know, I've only charged it like 2 or 3 times in the last 9 months. And you just hold the button, power's right on. You stick your piece of paper in there. You does 1 sheet of paper at a time. There's an app for it. So when you download the paperwork from the email that they send you, then you can just pull that thing right over into that app and you can print it right off. That's how simple it is, guys. Not much to it. When I bought it, it was $199. Other guys over the last few months keep asking me for the link. I send it to them. One of the guys paid $109. So it's going to be between $100 and $200. It's a printer. You definitely want this if you're going to start this job. I mean, this is why I recommend this thing right here. One hand, you see how easy you can put this on your truck. It's the Rockstar Rock Guard. It sells for like 350 bucks. Robin will put the link for Amazon in there below, but what you need to realize is Amazon's on back order a lot. So just take the product and search it on Google and you will find stores that carry this. You can buy them on eBay, all kind of stuff. You definitely have to have a rock guard. Now, there's guys out there that will make you one and put a permanent one on your truck for like 150 bucks. And I think they do that right in Indiana. That's a way to go. But me, when I'm done working for this company, I take all my stuff off, put it all away, cover it all up, and I don't look like a work truck now because, you know, we travel. Our life is more about traveling, and we kind of mesh these two lives together. So when I'm not hauling their unit, I'm not working for them, and my truck does not look like a work truck, and that's the way I want it. And that thing will save you 3 miles per gallon. So I definitely recommend the Rockstar. I wish I'd have had that when I first started in the RV life, because I bought one of those rock tamers. Those things are a piece of shit. And I know there's gonna be people out there that are gonna argue with me on that, but it's a 100-pound chunk of, you know, aluminum or metal or whatever it is. I think it's stainless steel now that I'm thinking about it, with giant mud flaps. You put it on there with, and it's got a gap that you could throw my body through. So how does it even, I mean, come on. I think that, I think they need to relook at that whole thing and come up with something like this Rockstar Rock Guard. I think this is the best thing ever. I mean, if I'd have had this on my Riverstone when we first started this job, I wouldn't have any rock chips or anything at all. So even if you come across this video and you're not going to be an RV transporter, make sure you get that Rockstar Rock Guard to haul any of your stuff, your boat and all that stuff. It will save it. It is worth the money, and them rock tamers cost just as much, and they don't work for shit. So yes, you got a little bit of William there. So let's pop this open. These toolboxes are like $99. I like them because they're below my fifth wheel plate, and I can back right up. Did I need 3 of them? Probably not. I'll probably just move everything down to 2. I think I can change a lot of this stuff. The reason I had 3 is I was bringing so much stuff with me because of RV life. We've trimmed our RV life stuff down, so I'm gonna get it down to 2. So I think get 2 of these, mount them back here with all your hitches and all your stuff. You know, I got a thing so I can lay it down if I have to get under a vehicle like that. I'm gonna switch this around real quick. Let's go like this. See if we can get it in there now. Let's go like that. All right. I paid $309 for this on Amazon. This one's like, I think they say you got to have 10,000. This one's 14,000. Okay, so you can buy that, and it comes with everything. It comes with the bars. It'll come with these things right here that you have to hook on to the camper. The campers do not have these on. You have to put them on. Now, yes, you're probably gonna scratch it a little bit when you put it on there. I've had guys freak out that they were worried they were gonna get in trouble. Yeah, it's just part of what you got to do, guys. So you got to have that hitch. You got to have some locks. Okay. And you can buy one of these things. I don't think I paid more than 50 bucks or something. I don't know if I paid that much for it on Amazon, but Robin will put the link below. And then you're gonna have at least 3 different size sockets you're gonna need, and some extensions, so make sure you have that. Zip ties, you'll need that. This is the little bar that comes with the hitch that you'll need. I mean, this is the basic stuff that I use right in here all the time. Let's see if, yes. These are the clips that Robin didn't know what we were talking about. You need these. This goes on your breakaway cable. So that's the stuff that you need there. Okay. That stuff you're gonna need as soon as you take your first load and start this job. So make sure you have it. So let's, all right, now if you're wondering what's in that other toolbox, we'll open that up in a second. Basically what I have in there is just, you know, jumper cables and all that type of stuff that you might need, okay? But you're gonna have to have a battery. I recommend one of the bigger batteries, and the reason I do is because sometimes the small one, if you get a real small one, there's no place to even strap it down on anything. It'll fall through the hole, but there's a bigger battery. It's just a regular old RV battery. I have it strapped down so it ain't moving around. You definitely got to have a fire extinguisher on your truck for this job. The other thing I recommend you bring is a jack. You want a jack and everything in case, you know, one of these trailers get a flat tire or something, you can actually change it. I have not had to use that yet, thank God, but it's there. I have a jack and everything I need. that air compressor. Now that air compressor is probably bigger than what most guys would have, but I bought that when I got into the RV life so that I could blow out all my lines so I could winterize my camper real quick. So, but we'll put it in the link. It's like 150 bucks, and I love it because in these toolboxes, I have air tools. So if I have to change tires, I got air tools. I don't have to rough it. I can, you know, air my tires up on the trucks and the trailers real fast. Get yourself an extra hose. If you start spending a lot of time in your truck, sleeping in your truck in some really, really cold weather, you're going to need a generator like that. That thing runs for, I don't know, 6.5 hours on less than a gallon of gas. It will run my heater. It'll run all my stuff. It'll run my air compressor. It runs everything. So it's only like $300, and it was $309 when I bought it. I think it's $350 some now. So you'll have to spend a little bit more money for it, but I recommend you to get that too. Now, if you look down in there, I got one of those collapsible ladders. Now, that's one of those things that you might want to have it just to check. Sometimes you're not always hauling a brand new fifth wheel. You're going to haul something that, you know, it's a transfer from one store to another, and you want to climb up there and make sure there's no damage so you can't get held responsible for it. So I recommend that. I really do, to have that. I use it for our own fifth wheel, and that's what I bought it for, but I do that. Now, there's a fuel tank down there. There's a 37-gallon fuel tank that I can get almost 40 gallons into. You're going to need a fuel tank. It's going to save you a lot of money and a lot of convenience. But I would go bigger. I would go at least a 60-gallon tank. So that's one thing that I've learned. And if you look, I got a fuel pump right there. And most people ask me about this all the time. What that has, it has a diaphragm in it. So when you when there's no power going to it, it stops the fuel from going down to the gravity feed line there and going down into the tank. Well, before that, I had to reach back there every time and turn that little fuel thing right on, that shut off right there. I had to turn that on all the time to go ahead and get it to fill up. Well, that's a pain in the ass opening this up, because sometimes it's closed if I'm hauling a travel trailer. So I added that to it, and I got an electric switch inside there, and I just flipped that switch. Does it pump it faster? Not really. It still takes, 4 hours to drain that tank into the main tank, but now I don't have to climb in and out. I can just flip the switch. So if you're having that same problem and wondering how to do that, just buy one of those little $20 fuel pumps on Amazon and stick that in between the line and wire yourself a switch up inside, and you're ready to go. So we'll add that to it too. Also, I think it's a wise idea to have yourself a can of diesel fuel. You never know, and you might just screw up, or you can help somebody on the side of the road. So I recommend that too. Now, the fifth wheel plate. Do you need a fifth wheel plate? Not to start out. Do I recommend you to get one down the road? Yes, it will give you more options. Plus the fifth wheels, they haul nicer, and most of the time they get better fuel mileage. So that's definitely something, but that gets expensive. That one, I think I gave like $1,500 for that one. So, okay. A battery charger, wrenches, extension cords. Now, I even got one of these small batteries. Now, some of the guys just use that little dinky battery like that, and it works. But it doesn't work in all situations, and maybe they have it figured out where they're got something different to mount it, because I've had problems sometimes where I couldn't mount it. You'll need a 6-foot chain with these hooks and everything. Robin will put that on there. She'll put most of that stuff that's on that list. But these are just things. I think you should carry a battery charger. I think you should carry plenty of tools and lights and switches, jumper cables, other hitches. They tell you you're supposed to have all these straps and shit that I've never used. Like I said in my other videos, I got duct tape. I use duct tape more than anything. Let's see what, I think they had this on the list too. They had these little clips on the list. I don't know what we need them for. Maybe those ones that I'm using, they were actually wanting you to use these ones. So you might want to have both. I have both. I figured in case I get inspected, I got all the stuff. Here's one of them spare fuel pumps. I can pull it out here and show you guys. This is what I'm using. There's what it is. So you can get the information right off. I think that's all it has. Just a little, that's all it is, a little 12 volt. It's got a diaphragm in there, so it won't let the fuel run down. So that's what I use on this thing. But other than that, I think that's about all that's in there that's really important. A lot of stuff that you don't even really need. It's just more shit that I bring. And you should always have a lot of tools. That one right there is all tools, guys. You got tools for everything. So, but the toolboxes are nice to have. The generator is something I recommend. The air compressor, the ladder. Let's talk about DEF, because this is something that people jump me about all the time. And since I'm talking in this video, I might as well put it in there. I've been using this Walmart DEF stuff ever since I bought the truck brand new. It's had nothing but this ran into it. Now, everybody says, oh, just go to a truck stop. It's so much easier. Well, I'm going to tell you, it's not that much easier a lot of times. A lot of times, you got to swipe the card twice. The pumps are dirty. The whole place are dirty and nasty, and it isn't any cheaper. This is $8.88 for 2.5 gallons. The other day when I was at the truck stop, I think it was going to cost me almost $11 for the same stuff there. And I don't know if all this DEF stuff is exactly the same everywhere. Plus, some of these truck stops have been around forever. So are the tanks dirty that they pump this stuff into? Could you get stuff, These are the questions that I have, guys. So you guys out there that have been doing this for a long time and argue about this DEF all the time, leave your comments, because I'm telling you, this has not failed me yet. I always just go by Walmart and I buy 10 of them at a time, $100 of them. I'll have them back here stacked around everywhere and stuff like that. And I always have them, because every now and then I don't take the same routes that everybody else does. I like to just adventure and try different things, and I'll do that. And you'll get to these places that you can't get none of that. You can't get no DEF. And when you're hauling a trailer, if you don't realize it, these things suck that shit down when you got a trailer hooked and you're in wind out west. It will just suck that stuff down, and you won't be prepared if you don't have some with you. And you'll go to a gas station and they'll sell you that same thing for $30. Plus they have all those more expensive brands and everything like that. And I'm just telling you, that's what I've been using. Let's just hope it stays that way. 117,000 miles with that stuff through this truck, and I haven't had any of those issues. And I know a lot of guys, 20, 30,000 miles have had that same issue. So let's see what else we got here. Okay, let's click this around. Yes, you got to have a mud flap, okay? Now, they don't get too picky about that. What they're picky about is that rock guard going all the way across over there. So if that rock guard comes all the way across, they don't get too picky on what mud flaps you pick. They didn't need them on the front, but I put them on the front and the back. So that's something you're gonna have to have on there when you do this job. The bed cap. The bed cap is nice to keep all your stuff closed up and out of the way. I think it's the way to go. You can have it. You don't have to worry about them not letting you have that on there, because it says nothing above the box, but they're not talking about that. I think they're talking about racks and shit like that. So what else we got here? Oh, let's climb up in the truck. So, do you need a GPS that's designed to pull an RV? No. There's enough apps out there that you can use. Plus, after you do this for 4 or 5 months, you're gonna have your routes that you like to go, and you're gonna know what's safe and what's not safe. When I first got that, I was a little concerned about, Indiana and these, because you're on all these little back roads, but they build the RVs there, so they've made their roads a little more accessible for that taller stuff. Do I like this? Yes. Am I going to keep it? Yes. I like when I do get myself in a situation, even if I'm not using it, it pops up and tells me if I'm on a weight restricted area or if I've got a low underpass. You know what I mean? So it's nice to have that, but you can use the apps on your phone and get by. Now, do you need a bed? Okay, let's click this around real quick. Oh, let's open this up. Do you need a bed? If you'd asked me this, I don't know, 8 months ago, I said, nah, I'll just stay in hotels or I'll just sleep in my seat. I don't plan on doing that very much, After this last trip, I tell you, you need a bed. This setup that I got works so awesome. I've got the best sleep in this truck. I don't even think about hotels now. I just jump in this truck and I'm ready to go, and I know I can pull in somewhere and sleep. Another thing I recommend you guys to get, and I'll have Robin throw that in there too, because I just thought about this as we're talking about sleeping. If you watch any of our other videos, me and Robin, we've always slept with box fans. And when we got into this life, we had to use fan apps on our phone or buy fans that we leave in our camper and all that stuff. Robin come across this itty bitty little thing. This thing, you charge it up and it'll go for 2 or 3 nights, and I can hang it back there above my head. But this thing is so loud. It blows all our expensive ones away. And she bought the fancy case for it. You don't need a case for it, but I'll open it up real quick. And let's just see if I can show you real quick here. Because I don't know. I mean, when you're sleeping in these places and you got all these trucks driving by on the interstate and you got, people next to you going in and out, going to the bathroom, the doors and everything. Well, you'd be surprised if you can train yourself to this. This one has ocean sound. It has all the other sounds, but if you could train yourself to sleep to this, you can sleep anywhere. Watch this. I mean, and that's probably about half volume. That's what I leave it on because it's the perfect sound. I don't hear, when this is above my head and I'm sleeping in the back there, I do not hear nothing. And my body's already conditioned to this, so you turn this on and it's like putting me to sleep right away. So look at how small it is. You charge it with a Type-C, same thing my phones and all my other stuff does. I mean, that's something. Robin will throw that down in there in the description too, in case you're looking for something. Even if you just want it for traveling, we use it to travel the world now and everything. This is what we take. We don't take our bigger ones with us anymore. We've been trimming everything and saving space. You know, get yourself some phone holders, some ones that hook to your vents and stuff like that. Get yourself some of those on you in your truck, so your truck's set up for that. Let's walk around. I might as well walk and show you this stuff a little bit better. We got a freezer. Some of you would need it, some of you wouldn't need it, but we have a freezer. I have TV dinners and stuff like that in there. The reason this one's not in here permanently is I just haven't had time to make the thing to go across here to stay here. I'm going to do that. The refrigerator's already set up that way. So I even got a fire extinguisher inside here too. Let's go back around here. And then this is the refrigerator. Robin will add both these links. This is usually the one we just have all the time, and you can get by with that if you don't plan on doing the TV dinner thing. I didn't have Robin with me this time, so I had lots of extra space. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna try the TV dinner and the microwave thing, and I did, and I saved a lot of money. This last trip just saved a fortune. So the microwave works great. If you've missed the other videos where I talk about this, it's got a cord. I got a cord where I can plug in other stuff when I'm in there. It comes across here. The heater's up in the corner there. When the bed drops down, the heater's not touching the bed, guys. Somebody asked me that. Yes, I've already tried it. But I don't even use that much, and I'll tell you that in a second. But the cord runs through, it runs down through the box and everything, and it goes back to the generator. I go back there, I pull the generator, and it starts right up. Okay, but the other thing I'm going to tell you guys right now. And when I made this bed, I never even thought of this. This was just how I got lucky, okay? I have been sleeping in this truck now with the truck not running, and I've had this thing in 20-degree weather. I've got 2 or 3 blankets on here. I crawl up in there. My body heat and those blankets keep that whole space warm where I do not need to run that heater. It's going to have to be super cold for me to even use the heater. So if you decide to make your bed and lift it higher like I did and use that shorter space, what it's going to save you is going to save you from running a heater all the time. I'm so surprised how warm I stay. I'm literally waking up sometimes. I had to take one of the blankets off because I was too hot. 20 degrees outside. I'm in there with 3 blankets sweating. I had to pull one off. So by shortening that area up, lifting you so far off the ground like that, it's crazy. It just works, guys. So the mattress we got from Amazon too, you have to cut off about, I don't know, 6 or 8 inches. We'll throw that in the description too. So you've got that link for that. Even the bed cap, we'll throw the bed cap in there. This one's for the Chevy, but they make them for all manufacturers, trucks, and this one is awesome. It's just very durable. I had a different one before that was a piece of junk. That one I love. So we will put that in there too. Oh, the other things you need yourself a windshield cover. These ones are so nice. They're folded and they're cut fit perfect. They just slide right in and you're ready to go. Same with the windows. We got one for each window. They have them for the backs too, but I blacked them out when I did my bed and everything. And I did this because my feet actually will push into this. You see this? You get another 2 or 3 inches here on each side, so you're even longer. And guys, I'm 6'3". Used to be 6'5". You shrink when you get old, believe it or not. I didn't believe that until the doctor told me, but that's true. So I'm 6'3" and I sleep in this bed. So if you're not taller than me, you definitely ain't gonna have no problem. So this stuff will be added in the links too. The bed I just built myself. I took my measurements. You see back up in there, I wanted it to be level with that thing. And then I knew my mattress was going to be 6 or 8 inches higher. And I thought that would give me the perfect idea. So if you're going to build something like this, just make it level with your console or whatever you're going to put in here, like refrigerator. You see how much that refrigerator just worked that way. So that was the other thing I worked with. I don't really have any specifications. I just grabbed a saw and went to town. So That's what you're looking at there. Oh, what else can I think of? You know, people ask me about the tires. I might as well throw this in there. Transforce AT2s Firestone. They asked me what I thought about them and everything. Well, I finally got to drive this truck in some really gnarly snow and everything, and those handle the snow better than the Michelins. The Michelins are maybe a little bit smoother ride, maybe a little bit quieter ride. Doesn't affect me because I usually got my music up so loud I can't tell. But I'm sure with being that aggressive, these are a little noisier. These tires have got, I don't know, almost 50,000 miles on them already. The other ones went 75 is when I changed them. I think they would have went to 80. So these tires are doing about the same, but we'll find out as we get closer. I don't know, guys. I hope I answered everybody's questions that they keep asking. If you're asking what that camera is up there, I have it in other videos. It makes it so when I back up to fifth wheels that I got a perfect view. The camera on the truck itself kind of hits right here and I lose my view. So I added that to it. I did a review on that thing. It's got a solar panel up there. It's magnetic. There's no wires going through your cab, so you're not cutting anything or messing with anything, but it gives you a great view back here. You know, I hope this helps you. If there's something we missed, you know, send us an email, leave it in the comments, all that type of stuff. I hope to see you guys on the road. I hope this works out for you. It's been a great adventure and we love what we're doing. So if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. If you like what we're doing on the channel, subscribe to the channel, and you know how this ends, always.